Hi, Olympia. Today, we're talking about the May 7th, 2024 Olympia City Council meeting. The council met last on April 17th. Since then, there was no meeting held on April 23rd, and there was a study session on April 30th. It kind of might look like a break on paper, but actually, they've been pretty busy.
This is Council in 10.
For the record, my name is Kellie Purse-Brossett.
And I'm Susan Grisham.
And if this is your first time joining us for Council in 10, this is our attempt to recap the council meeting that happened the night before in under 10 minutes.
Think of it as Cliff's Notes for the City Council meeting.
So let's get right into it, Susan. Hit the button.
Okay, so we had our normal roll call. Councilmember Gilman was excused. And then we went into announcements where our Assistant City Manager, Debbie Sullivan, introduced our new HR Director, Manny Bosser. He comes to us from the state, and he called Olympia a city of hope and possibilities. And really is already become part of the team. We're really excited to have him here. And he's just a really positive, wonderful person to have.
He's a great addition to human resources, and we're really excited to be working with Manny. Pretty cool. Yesterday was his 12th day. He's into it. So special recognition happened next. We had 3 special recognitions. It was special recognition heavy, and it was filled with appreciations. So first up was the Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And Lynn Crawley from this group is a coalition, and she is the leader of this particular coalition. She came up from the community and accepted the proclamation and spoke, as did Genevieve Conseco Chan, who is a member of the coalition and also the co-chair of the city's Social Justice and Equity Commission.
And then after that, we had a special recognition recognizing Jewish American Heritage Month. Rabbi Seth Goldstein from Temple Beth Hatfield, along with a congregation member, Leslie Goldstein, not related.
No relation, same congregation.
Yes, came and accepted the proclamation, and they talked a lot about the temple's connection to the community, and just how welcomed and safe they feel in this community, and how much they enjoy just supporting our community members and the congregation just doing great things in Olympia.
Fundraising, and they had a nice call out to OPD for making them feel safe in the community, so it was pretty cool. Right. And that was followed by, this is a pretty special week if you're a public servant, because we had a proclamation about Public Service Recognition Week, and May is filled with Public Service Recognition Weeks, and all of those weeks were acknowledged in the proclamation. Bunch of city staff.
Yeah, we had a lot of city staff. We got a really cool kind of class photo.
Yeah, it involved me climbing on a chair, which involved no L&I claim. I want that for the record as well. A little scary. It reminded me why I don't like ladders, but there I was. But it was nice. We won't go into the particular weeks because I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I do the particular dates. But besides Public Service Recognition Week, which is this week, there is Professional Municipal Clerk Week, which is also happening this week, I believe. And members of our clerk's office were there, which was really cool. They are behind the scenes people that really focus on transparency and the connection with the community, understanding how the city works, and public records and things like that.
And really customer service. They really interact with our community on a daily basis, providing excellent customer service.
They made that their goal. And there was Economic Development Week, which is also happening, and our Mike Reed, our Economic Development Director, came up, gave a shout out to all the partners it takes to, because this is a team sport, as he said.
Yes, indeed.
Right. And Police Week. We had a nice contingent from OPD there, emergency medical services week. We had folks from the fire department.
And we had Public Works Week. So Mark Russell, our Public Works Director, came and said a couple of words about the great work our Public Works staff do.
Keeping the water clean and the streets straight. So.
So from there, we had our approval of consent calendar, and then we went into a recap of this year's legislative session. So Deborah Munguia, our lobbyist, came and did just an overview of what all happened this session, the supplemental budgets, how our city legislative priorities fared, and the amount of elections in 2024 are pretty substantial. And then just looking ahead and next steps. So, this was a 60-day supplemental budget legislative session. There were 6 citizen initiatives delivered to the legislature. And then, many, many policy issues. There was a lot of work around the capital budget. It was a $1.3 billion capital budget. And then the operating was $3 billion. And she just went through talking about how much funding was around a lot of the priorities that the city has. And then we talked a little bit about just the amount of elections for 2024. So May 6th through 10th is filing week, but we have a large amount of representatives running for Senate. And then, one of our longest senators for our delegation, Sam Hunt, will be leaving, and Jessica Bateman is running for that seat. So, a really interesting election season. And then we're looking ahead at next steps and talking about developing our 2025 legislative agenda, a lot about economic justice, continuing our work around housing and climate. So this was kind of the council's first cut at figuring out what their priorities will be for 2025. So there'll be way more to come on that.
All right. So you know what we forgot? Public comment.
Oh my goodness.
But that's okay.
So sorry.
because the cool thing about the agenda is when you can't get to all the public comment, it happens after other business. So we're still gold. So we had about a dozen community members show up. A lot of people were here to talk about speeding on Capitol Way, and let me just say, it made my heart a little guilty because I have a little bit of a lead foot.
Uh-oh.
And I have...
We have that on camera now.
I know, I know, but can't catch me now. So there was that, and there was someone come up commenting about septic systems, and there's sort of a theme around septic systems and the neighborhood centers, and in the theme around it was about how we might make our municipal code a little more flexible for the reality of the priorities we want around affordable housing, density, and making neighborhoods more livable and walkable, all of that stuff. So council had a lot of acknowledgement for residents who are dealing with speeding on Capitol Way. And as typical of the engaged Olympia community, they promised council that they'd be back in a month with solutions for them to consider.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be back in a month to let you know what they came up with.
Yeah, looking forward to it. They were super organized.
They were super organized, yeah. Oh, Olympia.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, and then we went through reports.
I think we were actually out before 9 o'clock, 8:54. We adjourned at 8:54, which is a little out of pattern for the last couple of weeks. So
we've had some pretty meaty
long. So I'm going to take 8:54 and run with it. So hit the button. Yes. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us live, remember that you can stay tuned and see the council meeting we just talked about, or you can watch it or any of our other programming on demand anytime at olytv3.com. You can also download our app.
And if you want to come hang out with us on a Tuesday night, we're here most Tuesdays for City Council at 6 p.m. And yeah, come on down.
We'll save a seat for you.
And with that,
We are adjourned.